Ready? Wow, that was wild. That was wild. I'm just really happy that we got the win. Happy for our players, happy for our assistant coaches. I thought they battled extremely hard. It was a wild game. Got to give Kentucky credit. Their players played hard. It was a great game. Fourth quarter was a little bit wild, but we found a way to win. I think that's the important thing. Real proud of Kyle Bolin, you know, to come in that situation and just work hard, complete passes, compete. I think that's one of the things that you could really see is how hard he was competing, ran around, made some throws on the run. You know, it's a great group of seniors, a group that's won a lot of games in that stadium. So that was really the number one thing that we wanted to do, was to make sure our seniors won their last game in that stadium. You know, it was the seniors' responsibility, the coaches' responsibility, the underclassmen' responsibility. So I'm really happy they got the win.
Are you surprised that Bolin was able to do what he did? Or, I mean, especially comes in, you're at the 4-yard line, he's in the huddle calling people down and drives right down the field, but all the plays he made from right when he stepped on the field.
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, like I said earlier when I was asked about Kyle a couple weeks ago, you know, he was injured over the summer, so he didn't get to compete and be in the running really in August. But the thing that he always does is work extremely hard, works hard in the meetings, you know, a lot of limited reps at practice. But he came in and executed and made a lot of plays to help us win the game. I think everybody else elevated their game too. You know, those offensive linemen, Joe Christian had some big plays, you know, Kai, Eli, Quick. The number 9 had a few big plays. Yeah, he's amazing. I'll tell you what, wow, it was fun to watch him compete and perform out there.
There's so many ebbs and flows in the game, and football's all about that. How are you able to recapture the momentum so many times?
Just keep going. You know, that's all we tried to do was just say, hey, let's go score. They got it, they scored, let's go score. And everybody on our offense believed in the fourth quarter that the defense would come up with a stop for us to win the game. So, you know, it's one of those things where you're just really proud of the assistant coaches and the players on the team.
When you open up the game, or when you open up when Kyle comes in, he had been moving it, and you go empty backfield, and he gets that first completion. How big was that to give him a little confidence?
Oh, I think the first two were huge. You know, he got a quick one out there to get us a first down, I believe, and then we got Devontae on a little stutter go. It's a great throw down the sideline, great catch and run for a touchdown, and then that gave everybody confidence. And I think that was one of the biggest things that was good to see, is how everybody rallied behind Kyle.
But Bobby, were you surprised at the boom boom, his first two throws and the 45-yard touchdown? Were you even on the sideline going, well, I didn't expect this?
I can't say I was surprised, you know. I was surprised that the game ended up 44-40. You know, I thought going in it would be a tight game and we'd have to find a way to win it in the fourth quarter. But I never imagined that it'd be 44-40, you know. And I think one of the things that we tried to show Kyle is that we had a lot of confidence in him. You know, I didn't want to throw him out there and just hand the ball off twice and punt it. So there's certain things that he's gotten more reps at in practice, certain things that, you know, as you're sitting there with Reggie laying on the ground saying, okay, how do we get him started? What is he most comfortable with? And what we tried to do is give him what he's most comfortable with.
And is that the empty backfield?
Yeah. I mean, he's always executed that really well.
You talk about limited reps. Can you give us a sense for just how limited they are or have been?
Well, prior to Will getting injured, he basically probably got 6 reps a day in 7-on-7 and no team reps. He did get a lot of work on Sunday nights. You know, that's one of the things that we work hard is on Sunday night. We take the guys in the game that played and they go condition and everybody else practices. And we try to get as many reps as we can in practice. And then once Will went down, then Kyle's taken all the reps with the 2s. But it's still not as many as the ones we have. He splits the 7-on-7 reps. We have 2 segments of blitz and play action where he gets the equal amount there. And then in team, he gets about maybe a third.
Any word on Reggie? What were you told?
I haven't heard anything on him yet.
You only coached him 1 year, but can you maybe expand on how rare of a talent Devontae is in terms of the guys that you've been able to coach?
Yeah, I didn't even get a full year. I wish I would have been able to have him the entire year. But, you know, I think when I saw him in spring ball, it was like, wow, we got a guy here that's really special, really talented. I was very fortunate to be able to coach a wide receiver in the NFL by the name of Jimmy Smith, who had the same power, speed, hands, run after the catch. So he reminded me so much of him, but he might even be better than I thought he was.
Can you explain what was going on, some of the trash talking before the game, and you even be involved a little bit?
Yeah, you know, that's unfortunate. That's nothing that I like to see, nothing that belongs here. We need to stay on our side of the field and get ready for the game and go out and compete on the game.
Like you get involved personally in that.
Yeah, I was worried about, you know, it getting out of hand, so we were trying to get them separated.
What happened with you in the Kentucky system?
You know, I don't even really remember all the instances that went on out there. Way too many than there should have been.
Was there one side that started it over there?
You know, that's not for me to comment. I just watched it to get escalated, and then I turned around, it was going on another part of the field, and then the number one thing we needed to do was get them separated.
How did it start? Your first year?
Yeah, I don't remember.
How do you address that when the team's coming back off the field after there's been some back and forth? Do you address it with them?
Yeah, we addressed it with, we need to go win the game on the field. We need to go play football. We need to make sure that we don't get 15-yard penalties that will eventually hurt our chances of winning the game. So that's really what we talked to our players about before we went back out on the game was play football, keep your mind in the game, and no penalties for having unsportsmanlike. There was a couple out there that, you know, they call it on both teams. But for the most part, I thought our players kept their poise pretty well.
You finished with a 9-3 record, just taking stock of the season. Your thoughts about finishing 9-3?
I'm proud of the way we finished the season. You know, we had I thought a very, very good, difficult schedule, particularly down at the end when you look at the 2 home games you had, and 2 road games you had in those last 4 games. So I'm just really proud of the way our guys practice with a good attitude. This week was a little harder, you know, a little harder than I thought it would be coming off that Notre Dame game. There was a couple days of pulling teeth, but on Thursday they got a little bit better. We brought them in here Friday morning and did a stretch recovery deal, mainly to get the turkey out of them and get them, you know, relaxed a little bit, and they were different. You know, they were focused, they were ready, they knew what was at stake, and I think that really helped them.
For Holloman to tie that record, I mean, that's a record that stood for 46 years or something. It's pretty amazing to do it in that
Yeah,
fashion.
it really is. It is amazing. He's, you know, had a great year for us, and you know, there's always other people that play into it. You know, so you know that record is his. But every one of those D linemen, linebackers, and other guys with the tight coverage have a little piece of it too.
Bobby, had there been any point in the practices leading up to the game where Kyle Boland, you know, you started to gain confidence in him, or you could see it was clicking?
Well, we've had confidence in him. You know, I think when he was taking the 2 reps, when Reggie was now the starter, he did a good job. You know, like I said, he's taken command of the huddle. He's earned the respect of his teammates. I think that's a big thing as a backup quarterback with limited reps. You got to step in there and earn the respect of your teammates, and he's done that in the last few weeks in practice. And you know, he throws the ball well, good movement. You know, so those were all the thoughts going through my mind. Was okay, he does a good job in the quick game. He's good in movement. He's always done a good job in empty. Let's see if we can get him going. We couldn't run the ball against him very well. You know, that was one of the things. They hunkered down, they're big, and we didn't run the ball as well as I thought we would going in. They blitzed a lot to stop the run. You know, they ran a lot of good run blitzes and affected our ability to run the ball. But we were able to crank it up and throw it around a little bit.
You said that you wanted to get in place he was comfortable with. What did you say to him before he went out there to take over?
Yeah. I said, let's go, Kyle. Yeah, baby. That's about it. Yeah, there was no one for the Gipper speeches. I said, okay, we're going empty and throw it around. And I think he was a little shocked that, hey, we were going to go empty and throw it around. So, he did a great job. I'm really proud of him.
You thought about the postseason resume being 9-3, quality wins, winning at Notre Dame, beating your arch rival. Some thoughts about where you fit in the landscape of the postseason?
Yeah, I just kind of let all that play out. Right now, I'm just enjoying this win. I'm going to enjoy it tonight. We got some recruits in, so we're having fun with those guys here, and then we're on the road recruiting. So.
Will you take some time off with the team?
Time off?
I mean,
the team's going to have a few days off here. We'll come back and lift and do some agility stuff later on in the week. And then, we'll know more when we know a little bit more.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you.